All right, welcome back to day 5. Yesterday, Autonomous launched his first product. Today, he's going to try to get the first sale. So here we go. Just a quick recap. Yesterday, we got a product set up, Prompt Stack on Gumroad, all set up and ready to go. And that was Autonomous, actually. Autonomous researched it. He recommended it. He went and set it up. I had to intervene at this point. It looks like so far where I'm having to intervene is in, or get involved, I should say, besides prompting and guidance, which is I want to stay high level as high level as possible. And I'm going to be fine tuning Autonomous as we work together to make him more autonomous. So Autonomous, the agent, is spelled ATONIMUS, Autonomous. And I want him to work autonomously as much as possible. Currently, we're building him on Perplexity Computer. So he lives in the cloud at this point in time. We will be doing other versions on local agents. Excuse me. We will be building an OpenClaw version, probably a Hermes version as well. But for right now, we're just getting launched and getting Autonomous running. So Autonomous is going to be an autonomous AI agent where he comes up with his own ideas. He will also work with me and handle ideas that I give to him, but he's also going to be responsible for generating and implementing ideas on a regular basis, and ideas for tools, for workflows, for whole businesses. And he is going to be self-generating, self-creating, self-improving, and self-financing. So we've been going really slow here. Everything we're using so far is free other than the domain name that we registered for him. Everything else, we have not spent any money. He has to create opportunities, businesses, products, services, workflows that can be sold. His first product he created is called Prompt Stack, and it's going to be bundles of prompts that you can use. I'm also going to be including some of the prompts that I've been using. So in each issue, we'll have at least one prompt that will be in the pack or the prompt stack for that release, for that issue, as he's calling it. So there'll be at least one that I've used in building Autonomous. So I'm going to be using that along with some other ones that I've built as well. One of the things that I will be including in one of the first issues is something that I built called Prompt Architect. And it is pretty much a prompt that runs you through what kind of outcomes you want to get, and then creates a prompt for you based on the platform that you want to build it on, whether that's OpenClaw or whether you want to build it in Perplexity Computer, you want to build it in OpenAI. I've created another prompt, a project orchestrator prompt that creates a project orchestrator for launching a project in ChatGPT, so that you can collaborate all the work that goes on in that project. So there's going to be lots of versions of this that you could run. That's one that will be included in one of the first few issues of Prompt Stack. All these also will be included as part of the membership that you pay at Project Autonomous on School. We need to, I will have a link for that soon here. That's one of the things that I get Autonomous to do, is create a link to go over there. So I'm having him do everything. But if you join and become a member of the school community, Project Autonomous, you will get access to everything Autonomous builds, and paid level versions. Some of them might be basic. If there's anything that requires, back-end tokens, subscriptions, or like a pay by a usage fee, anything like that, it's probably going to be a basic paid tier access. But anything that doesn't rely on AI tokens or other pay-as-you-go services, he'll get great access to those tools in there. So that is the plan. That's what we're building: an autonomous AI agent that builds, self-finances, self-improves, self-creates. So, and we are starting day 5 today. Each day that I come and do a video, we do a working Pomodoro. So if this is the first time you've seen one of these episodes, a Pomodoro is a 25-minute work period, usually followed by a 5-minute rest period. Sometimes I'll add in, if I'm trying to finish a task, I'll add some time to it, either like what I call a sprint, 15 minutes, a mini sprint, 10 minutes, or micro sprint, 5 minutes. And sometimes I'll just kind of cascade those down. So if I can't finish the task in a Pomodoro, I'll add a sprint. If I can't finish by the end of the sprint, I add a mini sprint and then a micro sprint. And I'll keep adding micro sprints, 5 minutes until I finish the task. So that's usually how I run a working Pomodoro here on Project Autonomous 2. Is I want to get as much as I can done while we're recording in a 25-minute Pomodoro. Sometimes we don't finish the task in time, and so we extend it. Today we got a few tasks. We'll run through what Project Autonomous lined up for us today here in a minute as we start, just before we start our working Pomodoro. So anyways, I'm going to get that working Pomodoro timer ready. Looks like I got another timer that's going to end here in a second. So I want to make sure I'm not interrupting us. Okay, perfect. So we're going to pause that one, get the 25-minute Pomodoro timer ready to go here. So let me just walk us through what we're going to be working on today. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay. So I typed in there at the end of our planning session today, I did some planning and research with them. I do a Pomodoro worth of planning and research, and then I get to work here on the working Pomodoro that I record, and you can see Autonomous actually doing work as we do some of these things. So, and I'm going to force him to try to do everything I possibly can. Today, I think we're going to have some new interesting tasks. I started to mention this before and I didn't get to it, but we have noticed that there are a few things in setup that Autonomous has by the policy that Perplexity Computer has set up. It can't create or paste passwords, as I understand it so far. It can't click check boxes for acceptable use policies, and it can't complete CAPTCHAs. So those things I've had to get involved. I'm hoping as we go along and we automate workflows and have Autonomous automate his own workflows, that once he's signed in and gets accounts created, that that'll be all he needs. That he'll be able to handle all that. And all he will need from me is to, an account setup processes and whatnot. So we'll figure out how to do this as we go on. But we do have some limitations. We're going to work with those limitations. And maybe eventually we might even have to hand off some tasks to other AIs that are outside the Perplexity Computer system to handle those and complete those tasks. So here we go, starting our Pomodoro, or just what we're going to work on today. What do you recommend we work on then? Today's working Pomodoro, and then Project Autonomous. Autonomous told me, based on where it stands right now, the project, here's my recommendation for today's working Pomodoro. Recommended focus, resume Gumroad setup items 1 through 4. These are the highest priority items because nothing else can move forward with until Gumroad is fully set up to accept payments. You can't sell. Can't offer a subscription, and can't automate product posting until the storefront is complete and payment is wired up. In one focus Pomodoro, we can knock out all 4. Add cover image to prompt stack issue number 1. Quick visual increases conversions. Number 2, custom receipt message. Set to professional first impression for buyers. Number 3, add a product profile to profile section. Add product to profile section. It makes your storefront look real and live. And 4, set up payment method, the most critical. You can't get paid without this. So I completely agree. The other items that we've been talking about that are on our list are things that Autonomous recommends we do later because they require a working, sellable Gumroad storefront as the foundation first, which we don't have, so no point automating a posting process for a store that can't collect money, according to Autonomous. All right, ready to dive in? Yes, we are. It says resume Gumroad setup, and we'll work through all 4 items back to back. And I think I'm going to ask him to start on number 4 and set up the payment first. I'm worried that that's the most important one. And I'm worried that might take a little bit more time. And I do want to try to force him to set this up as much as possible. But I think I'm going to have to enter some bank information. So here we go. We're going to just use the microphone. Resume Gumroad setup. Can we please start with item number 4, setup payment method? And you can see he's got that message, and I was going to start the Pomodoro right now. The timer is going. Okay. And I'm hoping, this is what we're going to see. I'm hoping that he has the ability to maintain sessions open in his little browsers that he opens up, which it looks like we do. So you can see his blue halo there. That means he's working, doing some browser automation there. He's scanning the screen probably right now. He's checking off boxes. And I think we're going to have to add some of this in. Oh, wow, our identity's been verified. Interesting. So it's going to pay us out every $100, it looks like. I'd rather use a bank account. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Now we finally got an arrow. We're almost to the bottom. Okay, minimum threshold here. Okay. And this is where he got, okay, we're at the payout method section with two options, bank account, and debit card. This is where I need to hand off to you. Entering the bank account and debit card details requires your direct input for security. Here's what to do. Okay, so I need to complete the payment setup. I'll need to click bank account, connect via routing or account number, or click debit card and enter banking to use bank account for standard weekly payouts, free, or debit card if you want faster. Standard weekly payouts is just fine. So I am going to, since I have to do this part, enter some bank account information. I am going to stop sharing right now. And I'll put this information in. Go ahead and click on the bank account option. Ooh. Gumroad is a little bit spendy. Direct sales, 10% plus 50-cent Gumroad fee, plus 2.9% plus 30-cent credit card fee. Woof, that's crazy. So if we do a $9 sale, wow. Yeah, we'll probably, that's crazy. All right. All right. Here we go. Let's focus here. Routing information here. Got the LLC put in there. All right, routing number is in there. Confirm account number. Bank account type. And the type of business. Business phone number. Tax ID. Look that one up. Hilarious. Okay. Another business-based info. Entering all the necessary info here. Probably skip through most of this on the edit. Looks like we are good to go now. Right, looks like we are set up, right? But our payments are paused currently, so we might have to come back to this. Identity's been verified. We'll look at that later. Okay. So we'll have Perplexity take over again. Tell Perplexity that bank info. Entered and saved. Ready for you to take over. And I'll go ahead and save or share the screen again. No sensitive information's on there, and boom. We go. There goes the blue halo. Autonomous is on the job, preparing to assist us. All right, here we go to prompt stack now. So Autonomous is going over pricing information right now, it looks like. Setting up the product profile here now. So this is where I've noticed, okay, I think it's going to want us to enter some sort of image here because I noticed it doesn't have the ability. I tried this a week ago to have it set up an initial icon, image, logo, and banner. So it wants us to go to Canva. We don't use Canva. We're going to have it skip, and then we'll come back to this and have Autonomous move on to items 2 and 3, then we'll work on the image. Okay, got about halfway through now our Pomodoro. One of the things I'm going to think about here is I want to make sure we're making as much progress as possible in these working Pomodoros. But I do think with the version, and part of the whole experiment here is having certain constraints. So Autonomous has to be self-funding. And right now he has no budget because he has no money, right? So I lent Autonomous a little bit of money to buy his own domain, but now he needs to come up with money to move along. So I think at the version of Perplexity Computer that we're working with right now, he doesn't have the money to move up to another version, and therefore I think there's some limitations. So I'm hoping as we earn some money, as Autonomous earns money, he can upgrade his version of Perplexity, his subscription, and then he can get better access to Perplexity Computer that will allow him to be even more autonomous. And if that doesn't work, then we are going to find a way to offload some things from Perplexity Computer to like either an OpenClaw version or maybe a Hermes or something else like that, to where they can perform certain functions that are limited by Perplexity Computer to where Autonomous can't do it there. So, but it looks like we're creating a spot here. We do have a logo that was created, and that's the other thing I want to see. I want to see, one of the things I want to see is if we can get Autonomous to set up his own ChatGPT account, just a free account, to do some very basic logo creation and whatnot, or banner creation for things like this, like that profile image. So that might be, depending on how much time we got left after he takes care of items number 2 and 3. That's what I think we'll go into next, is see if I can get him to set up a, either account first with ChatGPT, if not maybe Nano Banana or something like that, so where he can create some simple images and stuff like this. Because sending me to Canva, that's just not gonna work. I've got other autonomous agents that I'm using right now, and I've had to work and build workarounds and adjust the instructions for those agents so that they know, and continually patching up loopholes with this to where they know they have to do the work. And even if it means it's in a more limited manner, I want them to do the work or figure out ways to do the work. And so I'm constantly making adjustments to both Autonomous and other models that I'm playing with to get them to do the work, because ultimately I want them to be autonomous. So, and the more I do for them, the less autonomous, or the longer it will take for them to become autonomous over the long run. But things are doing okay right now. I'm trying to think of what items 2 and 3 were again. Customer seat message and edit profile, product profile section. So their store front looks real and live. So we already got number 4 done. We set up a payment method. Now he's working on, I think he finished the customer seat message. I think now he's adding the profile product to the profile section. Yep, no products found. So it looks like he's working on number 3 right now, and then we can move to that cover image. We've got about 9 minutes left in our working Pomodoro for the day, so we'll see how far he gets with this. Oh, what do we got here? Pause there, wasn't paying attention. The blue halo left. Okay, 1 remaining Gumroad item. Okay. Here's the full recap of what we just knocked out. Completed this session. Item 4, payment method. Bank account connected, payout schedule set to weekly, identity verified payouts. Section, customer seat, item number 2, customer seat message, done. Access your prompts. Item number 3, profile section, prompt stack section created on autonomous.gumroad.com with the product live and displaying. Also added a product summary, 10 copy-paste AI prompts engineered for autonomous workflows while we were in there. Bonus, the product is now fully published and live at autonomous, ATONIMUS.gumroad.com/L/HNZCO. Okay, 1 remaining Gumroad item. Cover image. Whenever you have a design ready. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We have 7 minutes left. Okay, first I'm going to say, FYI, I noticed when we saved the banking information, it said that our payouts are paused for right now. I just wanted to bring that to your attention, make sure you're aware of it, and we can look into that later to see what we need to do to unpause payments and make sure we get paid, period. For now, let's go ahead and work on the cover image. The purpose of this project is to have you autonomous. Sorry, I wasn't finished on that last one. The purpose of this project is to have you do as much work as possible. Is he going to do the Canva work here? What is he telling us to do now? Oh my gosh. Okay, so if I log in, he can do the design. Okay, so let's do this. Oh, this is crazy. If this works, this will be awesome. Okay. I logged into Canva. Please take control and knock out the full design in one shot. Okay. We've got 3 minutes and 50 seconds left here, but like I said in my rules, we won't finish without the working Pomodoro without finishing the task that we're working on at the end. So if I need to, I'll add some micro sprints here, depending, or maybe a mini sprint even, depending how much time we need. 10 minutes if we need a mini sprint, or a mini sprint if we need 10 minutes. This is really cool. You can see him. His blue halo is going to work. He's creating a design right now, taking screenshots, reading up on this, creating a custom sized design. Oh, he's like using search to, okay, that's really cool, to find what he's looking for. Back to the main. He's going through and doing some searches here. He's looking for some option, some template option that will best suit what we're trying to do here, which is something, I believe that was 1,000 by 1,000 pixels for the 1,000 by 1,000 pixels. I think I do need to let him know that we do have a style guide that we can hand off to him. FYI, we did create a simple logo and style guide in ChatGPT. And option right now while he's working, would you like me to upload those? Let's see what he says. Really interested. I've never given him a command while he's been working, so let's see if he even stops and acknowledges. I don't see any thinking. It looks like he's still focused on what he's working on there. But this is pretty impressive. You can see he's putting in, oh, maybe he did listen to me. Because his blue halo, his working thinking halo is now gone. We got an arrow. Okay, here we go. Yes, please. That would be really helpful. If you can, okay, so our Pomodoro is done. I'm going to go ahead and set, I'm going to set a micro sprint here. I think we can finish this up in about 5. Actually, I'm going to give us 10 minutes just in case. So set up a mini sprint, and there we go. 10 more minutes. Upload files or images. There it is. There's that logo, JPEG. What else do we need? Autonomous, a style guide. Let me pull that up. Please. Oh, I can use the microphone again over here. Okay, so let's use that so it makes a little bit more sense. Please give me the style guide we created for Project Autonomous so that I can hand it off to another AI agent for use in creating some marketing material. Respell that. We ended up coming over to ChatGPT. Okay, so we'll copy that. Style guide, come over and paste it here with that logo. Here is the style guide. I have the microphone, I forgot to, so paste that. Bottom part out of it. We don't need that in the instructions. Perfect. And we'll hit that. So now it has those instructions, and there goes the blue halo again. Autonomous is off and thinking and working again. I'm really impressed so far with how well Perplexity Computer is able to do browser automation. It's really impressive so far. I mean, really the only problems we've bumped into, limitations that we bumped into so far have been, like I said earlier, creating and entering passwords, clicking off or checking acceptable use policy boxes, and completing CAPTCHAs. It recognizes all of those things, but defers to a human, and it told me that is the policies, the guidelines that it's working under within its system. So makes sense. Eventually, we might have to do some sort of outside the system workaround, or maybe a system upgrade or a subscription upgrade to get around this. Talked about that too. So he's working on some editing there. I'm glad we chose a mini sprint, because I do think we're going to use a little bit more time here. We've got we're almost past a micro sprint. We might even be, adding some more time. Still doing his thing. A little over 5 minutes left. You can see he's making some adjustments here. This is really impressive. I'm really excited. I mean, even if it's something super basic, like a black background with the text that meets the guidelines of the style guide, this is really fantastic, because this is something in my work with other AI, with other AI apps, other AI LLMs, whatnot. It's been really hard to have them complete certain types of things. Even image generators have bumped me off to Canva and other design tools, Figma, to do certain things, and they just won't do those certain things. And then I spend a lot of time trying to work around that, trying to see if there's some workaround, some instruction, some different version of it, maybe like an edit instead of an image generation, or sometimes an image generation instead of an edit. And so far, the Perplexity Computer has just dug in. I mean, I'm just amazed right now as it's working through Canva and creating, there's our default black background color that we use for Project Autonomous. And looks like it's going to be adding a text box now with some basic text. And I think it might even throw the logo on there that we uploaded, maybe up in one of the corners, down at the bottom in one of the corners. We'll see. Let's see if it changes the font. I can't remember which, hasn't changed it yet. Can't remember what our fonts are. I think Orbitron was one of them. I don't know if it'll have that. I'll just scroll up here and see. Right now my last prompt is, oh, here we go, show more. There's the color system, typography system, a style like Orbitron. I thought there was some other enter italic style, another style for taglines like enter clean, Exo 2. Looks like it'll use that. Not everybody has the styles. We might have to come back later and choose something simpler that's a little bit more universal, that has that Orbitron kind of look, or an enter kind of look. Orbitron's the main one. That Exo 2 looks fairly techy there, so no complaints. What are we looking at here? We got about 2 minutes left in our mini sprint. I think he's going to be taking some time here, putting a tagline. But the thing of it is, if I wasn't recording right now, I would have walked away from this. I would have walked away, let him do his thing, come back, check it, work on something else, switch windows, work on a little something, some research, work on one of my other projects. But yeah, this is impressive. And I'm sure I'm going to be editing out a lot of these pauses, so this is going to seem even shorter for you than it is for me right now, which is very good. But I'm going to be handing off more and more work to Autonomous, because I would rather have Autonomous doing this type of stuff and have him doing other things. And have him doing other things that require browser automation, or that he can do through browser automation so that I don't have to do them. This is like other things that I've been thinking of that I've done with my OpenClaw agent and my other LLMs I've been working on, where I've been building projects and whatnot. It's just so much that I have to go outside and do myself. And even when I'm working with those in the future, I think what I'm going to start doing is coming over and using Perplexity Computer and probably even Autonomous and just say, hey, Autonomous, can you do this task for me? We need this, and have them, get up and get going. So I'm hoping too that he's able to, we'll see this if we come back down the road. I don't know if we'll use Canva again. All right, there's our mini sprint. So we are now 35 minutes into it today. And the only reason we're still here is because we are going to stick with it until he finishes this last task. And that will be awesome, because then he'll have finished all his tasks for the day, all his recommended work. So, and so far though, I would say if I was going to hand this off to somebody else, one of the designers I've traditionally worked with at a place like Fiverr or something like that, I would have spent at least this much time and probably a little bit more working with them, back and forth, texting, giving them the instructions and whatnot so they understand the project, what the requirements are, what I want. And so this is awesome. I see a lot of uses for this to automate some work that I've done in the past that I don't want to do anymore now that I know that I can hand it off to Autonomous. So, all right, let's set up that next. I'm going to do a micro sprint and just add another 5 minutes. We'll just keep going 5 minutes at a time until this is finished. Probably going to start talking a little bit less now, and that way we can cut out different sections while he's working. I am impressed also. I've noticed as he's been going through this, he's testing some different things out, some different fonts, different colors, playing with a few things as he goes along. Here he goes, creating another image of this, or another instance here, another black background color. See what he comes up with this time. So it looks like he's still using Canvas Sans, so he hasn't adjusting the size there. He put the issue number 01 into Autonomous Blue, the black background. Now he's changing it to the EXO font. All right, I'm gonna go get a quick drink while Autonomous continues to work here. And I'll be back in just a moment. Ooh, we're making progress. He's got the prompt stack in there now. Okay, he's moving surely, steadily, slowly, but sure and steady. So I'm gonna run grab that drink. I'm gonna repeat our micro sprint. So we're now on our second micro sprint. I'm gonna go get a drink and I'll be right back. And I can see that Autonomous is making some adjustments here. A little sip there. A little Topo Chico. You can see here that Autonomous is slowly but surely adjusting things. Layout, colors, fonts. It does appear to be sticking to the style guide pretty well that we developed as well. So I'm really impressed here with Perplexity Computer. Autonomous is running very well on it so far. Very limited human intervention needed so far. This has been really, really cool, really exciting. Add in some Project Autonomous in there. I'm wondering if he's going to add in that logo that we uploaded as well. More of an icon. Okay, starting our third micro sprint now. And honestly, still, this is running over, but I'm going to keep not talking as much as possible. But I am honestly so happy with this because, like I said, this is time I would have been spent communicating with someone else to develop this and give them, what we're looking for and everything. And Autonomous on Perplexity Computer is doing a great job of this all by itself. I don't feel like it's costing me any more time. And like I said, I would be off and doing some other things right now if it wasn't for this recording. But I'm just kind of sitting here and commentating a little bit as we go along, keeping you posted with what things we're seeing. But you can see there now it's got like some similar fonts, fairly similar to the ones that we chose in the style guide. Using issue number 1 up there on top in that autonomous blue color. The white that we use, simple white and simple black. Just the autonomous blue for highlights. And I am still wondering if it's going to throw in that icon there or not. But it looks, I would say that probably about right now, it looks like it is, I would say it's probably about 75, 80% done at this point in time. Maybe even more if it's not going to throw in that logo, but it seems like it's saving some space up in the top third there to put that logo, or in the top half to put that logo. So we'll see what it does. I think we might just be about done now. It looks like he's trying to copy a link and share it or something. All right, we are now entering our 4th micro sprint, but I think we're just about done because it does look like it's trying to figure out a way to copy the link here. Oh, actually, it is asking me to, here we go. Okay, I can see the download button. Downloading requires explicit permission. Let me ask you first. The cover image design is complete and ready to download. Here's what was built per the style guide. Looks like we've followed it, yeah. Go ahead and download this as a PNG so I can upload it to Gumroad. Let's do that. Download and upload. Let's do it. And the blue halo is back. Autonomous is back on the job. And we can see now that he was able to download the image and now he is back into Gumroad, into his Gumroad account and uploading that image, that cover image that he created. Excited to see that. So one last thing that I'll do when we're done is I will go to the landing page for this, or the profile page. I'm not sure. Yeah, profile pages, discover and profile pages. And we'll go and we'll check it out really quick before we sign off. All right, it looks like he's got the image uploaded now. All right, looks like we are done now. Or that Autonomous is done. Okay, what do we got here? He needs me to do something. Okay, he's hit a limitation. The native OS file picker dialog cannot be triggered through browser automation. Here's what we are. Okay, so he needs me to upload. The upload button. Canva PNG was previously downloaded to your downloads folder. What I need for you to do, just this one step, click the pink upload button in the thumbnail section on Gumroad. Clicked. And then what do we need? Cancel that really quick. Navigate to your downloads folder and file. Select the Canva PNG cover. Likely name something like prompt stack issue number 1. Cover PNG or similar. Click open. Once the image is selected and appears in the preview, let me know and I'll immediately take over to upload it as the cover image. So I did see him hitting that. He must have been having a snag there with the download and uploading from the computer. That makes sense. Good guardrail to have. Okay, so it needs the exact name. Does it want me to? So he'll take over once it is. And he's just going to need the exact name. And it is issue, all caps issue, space, number 01.png. Okay, issue number 1.png is the name of the file. The name of the file? Nope, it's the name of the file. Go ahead and take control. again. And away we go. There's the blue halo. Autonomous is back on the job. All right, here we go. Next step here. Okay. Here's where we are. Completed thumbnail image for issue number 1. Successfully uploaded and saved to the Gumroad product page. Product changes saved. One small manual step needed. Cover image. The cover image section uses a different uploader with a computer files submenu that my automation can't trigger a file picker for. I need you to scroll down to the cover section on the Gumroad page. Click computer files. Computer files. Okay, I'll undo that. Select issue number 1 PNG from your downloads folder. Click open. Note the cover image should ideally be 1280 by 720 pixels. Horizontal if your canvas design is square. It'll still work out, but maybe crop. Once you've done that, let me know and I'll immediately save and move on to the remaining items. Create shortened link to school community. Create link to newsletter. Okay, so let's do computer files. And issue number 1. Open. There it is. Not bad. Good enough. All right. Actually, wait, do I need to save something? Click open. All right. Done. Back to you. And there he goes, back on the job. So he says he'll save that then and create the shortened link to school community. Actually, that's extra work. I don't know that we're going to go through that right now. So we might call this good as soon as he's done here. Gonna get another quick little sip here. That's my last sip for the day. We're out. Okay, here we go. It's ready for our next step here. Okay. All right, the Gumroad product URL is autonomous.gumroad.com. We got that link. So let's just check that out really quick. And we're going to call it good for the day after that. So I'm just going to create a link here. Go there, and there we go. Prompt stack issue number 1, 10 prompts for autonomous AI workflows. Perfect, but good enough, I think. We can adjust that later and have it put in our, okay. Well, that's good. I think that is a great start. Again, I think we're ready to roll now. For day 5 being done, day 4 we launched a product. Day 5 we got everything in place that we needed to be able to actually accept sales. So we're in a good spot. So I'm not 100% sure where we're going to go. I need to do some sitting and thinking now. I want to review the product and see how prompt stack is. I think I want to add one of the ones into the prompt stack, one of the prompts that I created in the process of creating Project Autonomous or creating Autonomous himself. So I would like to slip that in there and then do some planning and figure out what the next steps would be, our best, what our best course of action, what the most important thing that we could do tomorrow on day 6 is to, I like how Gary Keller puts it, what's the one thing we could do to make everything else unnecessary or easier. So I'm going to sit down and figure that out tomorrow morning in the planning Pomodoro, and then we'll get a game plan going with Autonomous for the day 6 working Pomodoro, and we'll see you back in that video.